A lot of where it all went off the rails between creative and strategy is the brief. And I'm not sure the brief has ever been quite right, though I believe with the work Katina, Scott and I are doing here at Taylor and have been doing over the last sort of 4 years, we're getting very close. We've developed processes that get creative involved earlier and keep strategy involved later. So there's no handoff per se, it's a collaborative process from the beginning all the way through to the end. But what I'm seeing industry-wide is this kind of apathy. The reason creatives are chasing their own agendas is because the briefs aren't giving us what we need to do work that properly answers it. And what we need is basically very human. Demographics and other facts the planner wants to jam into a brief, for example, are meaningless without a pulse. The brief needs to come alive and be relevant to human beings, to Homo sapiens, not just a series of numbers. So questions like going back to the humanity of it and saying, why does this brief even exist? What do we want people to feel? What do we want them to say? What do we want them to do? As a creative, give me one interesting thing about a brand or about the audience and I'll go create. Even that, the simplest of things, is often missing. So how are we supposed to create great original work that itches a scratch if we don't know where the scratch is or how to itch it?
Does the perfect brief exist? I'm actually going to give you what might be a controversial answer and say no, simply because I don't think one brief can answer the many questions that we get asked from a communication standpoint. Different projects need different things, and when you talk about the brief, oftentimes we're talking about a piece of paper, and that's actually the wrong way to think about it. A brief should be a conversation. It should be a living, breathing, contextual thing that changes and flows as information changes and flows. It should be a conversation between a planner and creative that evolves and really takes into consideration multiple pieces of data. And it's something that I think we will always chase, and I think we'll get close to it, but I don't know that the perfect brief actually exists.